Accept my sincere apologies for not doing a video podcast for 1 week and at least 3 days. Yeah, I'm not a specificist per se, but I would say approximately about 1 week or 3 days I haven't done a video podcast for you guys. The few of you guys that watch my video podcast, which I'm very appreciative of, and of course, by showing your appreciation, you like and subscribe to the video channel, the video channel first. You subscribe to the channel first, then you like the video. Or for some of you guys, it's one of those situations where it's like you either pour the milk first then the cereal, or the cereal first then milk. But for some persons it's either them like the video first before them subscribe, if they like the content consistently, for them, for that to give them an indication to like subscribe to the channel. Or for others, they subscribe until, and then they watch videos and like the video podcast. So it's either here or there. Persons are different, and persons, hold on, of their preferences. So if you fall into any category, of course, like the video, and if you have a disagreement that you would like to share, please share that in my comment section down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel. But yeah, I didn't do a video podcast for the past 1 week and 3 days, and that is on me. That is on me. I'll take accountability for that, because it's not that I didn't have the time. I did have the time to do it, but it's just that the spirit of laziness dawned on me. So I didn't have the motivation or the ammunition to actually do the video podcast for you guys, and that is my bad. Isn't me? So I'm going to do this video podcast. Now, by me saying that it's been a week. Actually, I didn't do a video podcast starting this month, and it's actually the 9th of August. Actually, where I'm from. So, with me saying that, given that I haven't done a video for you guys in 1 week and 3 or 2 days, this is going to be a long stretch. I'm not going to lie to you guys. No cap. This is going to be quite a lengthy video podcast, but I'm going to speak on football matters in all areas. So this is going to include some general topics in football, and of course the main niche, which is Manchester United. So that's where I'm going to be covering. A lot of things have been happening for the past few days, and it's kind of rattled the footballing world a bit. And I think you guys know I'm getting to. Last year, he actually said this in his press conference yesterday. And me saying that, some of you guys will say, oh, here we go. Yes, he's going to say it. Yeah. Lionel Messi actually said last year that he wanted to leave Barcelona. Now, we don't know why he wanted to leave Barcelona, but he wanted to leave Barcelona. And, but he basically said that, okay, I'm going to push out 1 more year for Barcelona. Basically, he's saying that, okay, I'm going to be in labor for you guys, and I'm going to push out 1 more year. I'm going to entitle the baby 1 more season. 1 more season for you guys. So I'm going to push out 1 more season for you guys, and then I'm a do road. No, he basically said in his press conference that he wanted to leave last year, but he said he didn't have any motivation to leave, quote unquote, to leave Barcelona this year. Kind of fishy if you ask me. It kind of smells fishy if you ask me, because how are you going to say that you wanted to leave last year? You wanted to leave last year, and it was very clear because you actually did an interview. Is me. But this year, my man is basically saying, well, I want to stay, but then he wants to leave. No, I don't think this is on his own doing. I don't think it's on his part in terms of his relationship with the club, because bro, Barcelona has been broke for a hot minute. They have been broke. This is me. I would say, in my vernacular, I would say Barcelona is broke as a car window. Like, it has no money, it has no currency. They don't have enough money to keep Lionel Messi. And I didn't even know that the club had a wage bill. This is me. Like, there's a wage limit that needs to be exceeded. This is me. So if they are trying to push out money to just finance and support Messi, that club is going to be the next Titanic. It's going to sink. So it's best in their interest, of course, to move Lionel Messi forward. So it's not on Messi. I mean, you might want to stay, but again, bro, if you don't have the funds to keep him, what are you going to do with him? What are you going to do with him? What are you going to do with him? So, given that Messi is moving to a new club, that has raised a lot of interest in not only fans but also other clubs in getting the signature of Lionel Messi. One of those delusional clubs, of course, if you guys know, is Arsenal. No, Arsenal hasn't been the same club for like since probably 2004, but that's 2004. But Arsenal, Arsenal basically said Lionel Messi on Instagram. He basically slide in Lionel Messi's Instagram DMs and basically said, "Hey," and there's this meme that says, "No." Messi says, "No. I don't care what you're asking for. No is the answer. No is the answer. You want a slice of bread? No. You want my wife? Definitely no. You want to have dinner with me? No. If you want to have a transfer for me, which I know is a question, no." So he's not having any of it. He doesn't want anything to do with Arsenal. He doesn't want anything to do with. Nobody wants to do anything with Arsenal. They have an unfit Willian that is playing for them still. An unfit Willian. And no one wants to go to Arsenal. But anyway, no one wants to talk about Arsenal. So Messi, he did a press conference yesterday. I listened to it with my mother, with my father caught some of it, but he didn't catch all of it because my father is an Argentinian fan. My English is so bad. It's so bad. Yeah, he's an Argentinian fan. And of course his big man is Maradona. So, of course, given that Maradona has laid the baton to Messi, it's hereditary that he's going to support Messi. So he's not going to necessarily be objective. He's going to be somewhat biased because again, Messi is his dude. That sounds wrong as hell, but Messi, he supports Messi, he loves Messi, and of course he loves Maradona. And I was listening to that press conference, and my mother, I don't know if she's a Cristiano Ronaldo lover, but I think I got the sense that she was hating on Messi. She was hating on Messi, and she was basically saying that Messi should have left Barcelona a long time. That's what she was basically. She said Messi should have left Barcelona a long time. Barcelona had this dude for over 20 years, actually 21 years to be exact. That's 2 years. That's actually 2 decades and 1 year. And she was basically saying that Messi stayed because of money. And she's not the only person that has said it. There's fans that actually said that Messi stayed at Barcelona for this length of time for currency, for money, and not for loyalty. Now, that can be called into question, and it's not me to debate that, because I'm not a debater, so I'm not getting no money for that. But if I was to have a say so, I would actually say no, because I don't think Messi is a type of person to actually con Barcelona like that. I think Messi is a good dude like that, but he was basically saying that no matter of fact, his wages for the past 5 to 6 years, in terms of accumulation of the amount of money he's been getting for the past 5 years, I'm pretty sure that most of you guys that are even getting six figures, you guys are nowhere near that money that he's getting for the past 5 years, in addition to everything in the past 5 years. The wage this dude gets for the past 5 years, in total, not per year, is over 550 mil. Let me wipe the screen. Over 550 million pounds. No, actually euros, because he doesn't play in England. That's money, yo. That's money. If I had that money, none of you guys could talk to me if I had that type of money. None. That is what you would call financial freedom. And my man was getting that for the past 5 years. Now, my mother was basically saying, well, if Messi really loved Barcelona, and if if Messi genuinely loved Barcelona, why did Messi take a pay cut? Because he has other sponsors to give him more money, to give him money. So why is he not taking a pay cut if he genuinely loves Barcelona? I'll say this, man. No player wants to make a no player wants to get a pay cut. No player wants to get a pay cut. Even if they're single and they're trying to mingle with others, and when I mean with others, I mean with women. They don't want to be broke. They don't want to be cheap in terms of their earnings of the wage from the club. They still want to get money from the club. So nobody wants to get a pay cut, man. Even if they genuinely love the club. No, back in the day, I think that some players, if they're loyal, faithful, they're going to make that. They're going to get a pay cut. But given the current state of football right now, man, people want that money, man. Money talks and money, yeah. So people don't want to get a pay cut because people don't want to compromise their lifestyle. People want to live in lavish, upscale, what's the word I'm looking for? They want to live in lifestyles that is very upper middle class. Isn't it? So they want to live beyond their means, man. So they don't want to cut down on their wages, man. So given that Messi is a free agent, he's a free man right now. Not Barcelona, PSG is actually the best option for Messi to go to. Now, given that Grealish has signed for Man City, there are some English or Man City fans that have stated that they want to return Grealish to Aston Villa. Like they don't want this dude nowhere near Man City. Like I've seen some tweets on Twitter, person saying, yeah, I know that we got Grealish for 100 mil. Time out. I told you guys this is going to be a lengthy video podcast, so I'll be doing a lot of lengthy digressions. Pep Guardiola, I don't know if this is a Spanish thing, but Pep Guardiola has basically said like 3 months ago that Manchester City, I'ma try to impersonate Pep Guardiola. He was basically saying, man, this club is not going to make hefty transfer this season. We don't have the money. We don't have the money. We can't replace Aguero, or we don't have the money. We're not in a situation where we can make transfers beyond our means. So we don't have the money. We don't have the money. This dude go splash 100 million pounds on Jack Grealish. Is me? And some person are saying, yeah, we like Grealish, but Messi is available. Messi is free. And we want a centre forward, a false nine, to be in line in the line up, so that we can go up the ladder in terms of winning the Champions League, because we're still yearning for the Champions League. We haven't won a Champions League. PSG hasn't won a Champions League. And they are in the market for Messi. And they have not been messing around in the transfer market, PSG. So it's best that we, Man City, have to have a strategy to get Messi and sell this Grealish player from Manchester City and send him back to Aston Villa. By the way, can we get a refund? But still, man, I don't think, like Pep Guardiola basically said, he's not going to bring Messi, but we cannot take Pep Guardiola by his words. When Pep Guardiola is talking, bro, let that go through one ear and go through the other, because this dude can basically say, well, we're not going to make a hefty signing. And lo and behold, he signed Jack Grealish for 100 million pounds. So I'm not saying he's going to get Messi, but then again, you have to go sleep with one eye open, isn't it? Because when it comes on to Pep in press conferences, man, and him talking, sometimes you have to go through one ear and go through the other. It cannot resonate in here, so, because if it's resonating here, so you're basically an enabler of lies. Because this dude is a mastermind for himself. So it's interesting how that goes. So yeah, Messi is going to PSG. I think he's going to PSG. Neymar has actually stated that he's going to give up the number 10 to Lionel Messi. Some persons have actually said that Barcelona should retire the number 10 in regards to Lionel Messi. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far because I'm pretty sure persons, excuse my English, were saying this the same thing when Ronaldinho left, and Ronaldinho didn't leave on the best of terms at Barcelona because when Ronaldinho left Barcelona, he was see between 2004 and 2006. My man was not only the king of football, but he was the king of tricks. When this dude was on the football, you couldn't touch it. When this dude was on the football, you could not touch it. He would do what they call in Jamaica we call it a ramos. A ramos, like you have the ball at the feet, at your feet right here, and you would move it and bring it way over here. So I think some of you guys know what I'm talking about. Like the ball is right here, so and his foot, this is his foot. The ball is right here, so and you bring the ball and bring it around here, so like he was very technically gifted. People talk about Neymar this, Neymar that. This dude was Neymar before Neymar was born. At least in football. I'm talking about in football. I ain't talking about in outside of football. I'm talking about in football. This dude was Neymar before Neymar even thought of being a footballer. No one was as elegant as Ronaldinho at Barcelona or even in football, period. Zidane was a shout, but Zidane was kind of getting of age. Figo was a shout, but Figo was getting of age. And he had a few other elegant players. But Ronaldinho, man, in terms of this dude's mentality was not all about quantity, but it was about quality. In terms of his time period on the top of the mountain, this dude ran football for 2 to 3 years, between 2004 to 2006. So when in 2006, things kind of went down for Ronaldinho a bit after the 2006 World Cup, because persons were expecting the golden generation of Brazil, that is Adriano, Kaká, Juninho, the free kick specialist. I said Kaká already. I'm gonna say Kaká again if I didn't mention Kaká. Adriano, Robinho, Dida, I know I'm missing out some names, man. Cafu, which was his last tournament as not only a captain for Brazil but as a Brazil player. Period. Who else? What's the defender's name again, man? And he played for Inter Milan. Julie. Man, I'm frustrated, man. I'm missing out his name. But anyway, that squad, the person we're expecting that squad to actually win. You could basically say that Brazil in 2006 was the France of 2018 and 2021 in relation to the Euros. Person we're expecting France to have the chance to win the Euros. But for Brazil, the hype got to their head because despite them winning games, it wasn't as convincing given the depth of quality in their squad. The people think that they should have done more with the quality that they had at their disposal. And one essence was Ronaldinho, because Ronaldinho, man, Ronaldinho, as see, I was listening to a documentary, and it's not me bashing Ronaldinho, because I actually like Ronaldinho. But persons were saying Ronaldinho is not prioritizing his football on the pitch. He's more of a dancer, more of a entertainer. He's all doing it for show. He's doing it for commotions. He's doing it for sponsors. He's doing it for advertisements. He's doing all of that, everything like that. Controlling the ball on his shoulder, on his chest, on his head, right in here. So, like the dude was doing all of that. But when it came on to the nitty-gritty of trying to push his side forward, Ronaldinho was nowhere to be seen. No, Ronaldinho was nowhere to be seen. When it mattered, he actually crumbled. And that was where the dominoes of Ronaldinho's peak started to fall, because after the World Cup in 2006, it was eminently clear, despite him winning the Player of the Year, that Ronaldinho was not the same force as he was prior to the next season, which was the 06-07 season. And in the 06-07 season, Ronaldinho wasn't looking the part. He was partying a lot of times. He was sleeping in the gym, based on what a few journalists were basically saying in Barcelona, that Ronaldinho, yeah man, he was sleeping in the gym, man. He was sitting down, sleeping in the gym, was gaining weight, he was partying a lot. So the president had to make the decision to actually sell Ronaldinho. So, Miss, why did I mention Ronaldinho? Because, oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot what I was talking about. That is something a podcast host should never do. Um, yeah, Ronaldinho basically ruled the world for like 3 years, man. And his thing was that it's not about the length of time, it's about the breadth of time. His breadth of time was 3 years. 3 years, he wanted the best. See, a lot of persons talk about longevity, durability, and have a high sustenance of form to perform. But for Ronaldinho, it's all about now. He's always on that acute level of form. He's not all about that chronic long term stuff. He's not about he's not that type of person. Is me. And it showed some of those tendencies were shown at PSG because in the third year at PSG, Ronaldinho's manager at the time was basically saying, yeah, Ronaldinho, he's not that he didn't have the talent to play football, but he didn't show any guile, any motivation to actually play football for the club. He was actually partying, and this was after he won the World Cup with speaking of the World Cup, he won the World Cup with Brazil in 2002. So without getting into it, man, although I forgot my main point, man, I'm kind of lost, man. I need a map, is me, to come out of this rabbit hole. But basically, yeah, Messi is going to PSG. It's evidently clear that he's going to PSG. Yeah, man, the football world is actually shocked because we didn't expect Messi to actually leave Barcelona, but Barcelona is broke, man. So they have to cut that emotional umbilical cord from Messi. They have to cut it off, man. They have to cut it off and just move on. But life goes on, doesn't it? Anything else before I want to get into Manchester United matters? Of course, just to reiterate, if you guys are watching up to this point, like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment in the comment section. I'll be very happy enough to read those comments in the upcoming videos or in the upcoming video. If it's relating to the topic and the content of this video podcast. Now, these notifications, man. In relation to Manchester United, we have 5 more days until the Premier League starts back. Okay, we have made 3 signings. With among those 3 signings, we have made 2 significant signings. Okay, there's I guess you could say there's a different vibe around Manchester United because given that PSG is linked with Messi, it seems as though the Pogba deal to PSG has died down a bit. It's like we're in the eye of the storm in terms of the transfer for Pogba going to PSG. Because of course, Brethren, you cannot have a transfer window where you're just signing players like this and that. This is not FIFA 101 in real life. This is real life. Plus, you cannot do that because the financial play is going to play against you. So you signing Wijnaldum for free, Donnarumma, Sergio Ramos, who else? Hakimi, who else? I know I'm missing someone. You're looking to get Messi, right? You're not going to get Pogba in that, man. That is going to be not only an unbalanced squad, but where are you going to get the money from, man? And that is not going. It's going to look stupid on Pochettino because if you have an elite squad like that and you're not winning anything, and you're just losing games like that, even if you're winning games, bro, you should not be losing no games with that squad. You should not be losing no games with that squad. End of. Oh yes, you get Donnarumma. Yes, Donnarumma. So with all of those players, bro, you have no excuse to use for not winning no trophies, man. So given that Messi is linked to PSG, it seems as though Pogba is going to stay at least for one more season because Pogba is in the last year of his contract. He has refused a contract extension. So, given that he's refused a contract extension, this is the time where Manchester United has to win the Premier League. We have Jadon Sancho, we have Rafael Varane, we have Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba. We need to Anthony Martial, who has balled his head, interestingly enough, needs to get back in form. He needs to start to perform. Mason Greenwood, he's some person that saying that Mason Greenwood is on fraud watch. That's interesting. But yeah, man, we have a good enough squad to win the Premier League. I even said this. I think I said in a few couple of videos ago. The current squad, including Pogba, I would say this is the best squad we have had since 2009. And some person might say, well, if this is the best squad since we've had in 2009, why did we win the Premier League in 2010, 2011, and 2012, 2013? Because of the brilliance of Sir Alex Ferguson? you don't need any more answer than that, man. It's because of the exuberance, brilliance of Sir Alex Ferguson. See, Sir Alex Ferguson was basically using Anderson. Anderson was in his own defense. Anderson was actually a good midfielder, but he wasn't consistent. And because of his inconsistency, persons had the tendency to look down on Anderson as a player because they didn't. Dude, Anderson won the Golden Boy, I think in 2009 or 2008 or something. Yeah, you can't be a non-talented midfielder and not win. And I mean, you cannot be a non-talented midfielder and win the Golden Ball or the Golden Boy or whatever. Renato Sanchez won that in 2016. And his career has dipped a bit when he went to Swansea. You see me? But given that we have this squad right now, in comparison to 2011, I think Anderson actually went on loan that season. Welbeck went on loan to Sunderland. We still won the league because we had good players like Rooney, Berbatov, Giggsy was getting on a bit. Scholes was getting a matter of fact, I think that was his last season before he came out of retirement. So he said that he wanted to retire that season, which he did, but due to the persistence of Sir Alex Ferguson, he came out of retirement and he won another Premier League. In your face, Liverpool supporters. In your face. Man came out of the retirement to win the Premier League before you guys have ever won a Premier League. Drops mic. No, not to rub it in Liverpool's face because it's not a Liverpool channel. We don't care about Liverpool like that. Matter of fact, I don't think they have won any transfer. I don't think they have won over any player in terms of transfers. Interesting. Maybe Klopp has something up his sleeve he has to unleash. But anyway, this is the best squad that we have to win the Premier League ever since 2009. This is before we sold Ronaldo. This is before we sold Tevez. If we want to make an accumulation of the players we had in 2008, 2009 with 2022, we're in 2021. In 2021, in 2022, I would say that is the best squad since, not better than, I would say that's the best squad we have had in terms of name on the team sheet since 2008, 2009. Yes, we won the Premier League in 2010, 2011, but that was based on the brilliance of Sir Alex Ferguson, man. Berbatov was getting on a bit, but he was the top scorer still. Rooney was one of the best players in the world in the top 10, but he wasn't getting as much goals. Matter of fact, he wanted to leave the club in October 2010 or November 2010. I'll never forget that. But yeah, and in 2012, 2013, everybody know that Van Persie led us to the league with the brilliance and intelligence of Sir Alex Ferguson. So that's not even a question. That squad in 2012, 2013 was aging. It had veterans, you see me, that were fighting battles in World War One, World War Two. You see me, and they didn't want to start a World War Three. They didn't want to fight in World War Three because they were on the verge of retirement. They were not at their peak. They were not in their prime to serve for their club. You see me, because Ferdinand was getting old, Vidic was getting old, Evra was getting old, Carrick was getting old, Fletcher was getting old, Rooney was getting washed up, Van Persie was getting, as good as Van Persie was, he was getting a bit washed up and he was kind of getting old at the same time. That is a double whammy. But Giggsy was getting old, Scholes was retiring again. Who else? The list goes on and on, man. This goes on and on. Valencia was getting on a bit, but he had that physical prowess that kind of push, catapult him through. So, yeah, man, we're in a good place to win the Premier League, man. I would even say this is the best. I would say this is a better squad than Liverpool, the Liverpool side that has won the Premier League. You can quote me on that. In terms of individual players, this is the best squad we have had. And it's better than Liverpool, the Liverpool side that has won the Premier League 2 seasons ago. Like, that's just based on the brilliance of Jurgen Klopp, man. Just leading Liverpool to their first ever Premier League trophy. Is me. But yeah, man. So we have no excuse. This squad is actually in a place where we can actually win the Premier League. No excuse, man. We don't care about City. We don't care about... we don't care about Liverpool, because they're not doing any business anyway in the transfer market. The only club that I would say we have to watch out for is Chelsea. That's the only club I would say we have to watch out for. I would say Man City as well, but in terms of breaking down a side, in terms of overall display, yeah, it's going to be hard to break down Man City and Chelsea. But then again, we have probably the second best, if not the third, I would say the second best squad in England, man. So we have to push for the league, man. And Liverpool won the Premier League. They weren't the best squad in England. I want that to be made clear. They were not the best squad in England. Their squad depth was slim in comparison to Manchester City. Man City has, as someone would say, in droves. Manchester City had squad players in droves, and those squad players were quality players. They were not no average, by the street type of player. They were players that could literally start for other clubs if they were not at Manchester City, and those players were on the bench. So we have a squad that is able to push us through, at least on paper, to push us through to the Premier League in the upcoming season. Yes, we don't have the best of managers. Person may say he's a joker, he doesn't know what he's doing, and that might be the case. But this squad is good enough to push us there, to push us to win the Premier League. We have a world-class defender. We signed a world-class winger. That is better than Mbappe. You see me? We have a good enough squad to lead us forward. We have good players, you have young players that's coming through the system, young players that needs to develop. And that's good. But man, we have to win the Premier League, man. We cannot go a decade. We cannot be like Arsenal, man. We cannot go almost 2 decades without winning a Premier League. We're not Arsenal, man. Arsenal has not won the Premier League since Hurricane Ivan came to Jamaica. And that was 2004. What were you doing in 2004? It's me. So, and other sides has won more Premier League trophies. I think Chelsea has more Premier League trophies than Arsenal. I think Man City now has more Premier League trophies than Arsenal. And Man City was established in 2008. So anyway, yeah, man, the quality of the squad is good enough to win us the Premier League. Now, as I've mentioned before, You can have a good enough squad, but if there is no style of play to portray and display on the pitch, then you're not going to win anything. So not only is that you only need to have a good squad, but you need to have good tactics to help up the squad, to help the squad improve, to help the squad actually win games consistently. Because we cannot just play games like, okay, you know that you're a good footballer, so do what you're doing on the ball, pass the ball to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes will find out who is in space, he'll play the ball in space, and if Bruno cannot find a player in space, he'll just take a long run shot. Pogba, do your thing, because that's what Pogba like. You need to have a system where some players should be disciplined to stay back. Speaking of discipline, we cannot have the McFred midfield next season. We cannot have the McFred next season, man. Yeah, man. We cannot. A piece of news just came in. I'm going to click on that right now. Yeah, man. We cannot have a free role, a liberal type of style of play where everybody is doing what they want to do, and that is how I can tell. Hold on. Ooh, I almost clip off my hat, my cap, I should say. That this is how I know that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not managing or coaching Manchester United. You want to know the main reason how I know that? When Manchester United is playing most of their games, my man is chopping his 10 and sitting down. He's not dictating, he's not on the sideline, he's not telling who's supposed to be in place. My man is chopping his 10, sitting down like Abraham Lincoln, that statue in America, as if he's a king, man. Dude, you're the manager for Manchester United. Why are you sitting down? Even Sir Alex Ferguson old age, man was on the lineup, telling man to go there so go over there so. No, of course, as Sir Alex Ferguson got older, he needs to, adjust, to adapt and sit down, you see me. But at the same time, one of his coaches were actually, giving instructions to the players. Not all the time, but sometimes. I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson is getting old, man. But still, Ole is not coaching his squad. He's not coaching his squad. I believe this dude is just sitting down with the players, get a good result. Persons are actually backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I want the dude to leave. Definitely, if we don't win any trophies this season, in the upcoming season, this dude needs to leave, man. He needs to leave. Like, leave the premises on property of Manchester United. For goal. Like, this dude needs to leave if we don't win any trophies. We have too much of a good squad not to win anything this season, man. At bare minimum, we need to be winning at least 30 games in the Premier League out of 38 games. We have to win at least, I would say even at least 34 games, but I'm not going to be, see, I'm a reasonable person. I'm a nice guy, so I'm going to probably say my man needs to win at least 33 or 32 games in the Premier League, man. Definitely. We have to get at least over 80 points in the upcoming season. Yeah, man. No time to be playing, man. Put the toys in the box and put it in the locker room. There is no time to be playing. We have a good enough squad to win the Premier League, to challenge Manchester City even. Because Man City's squad is getting old. The only striker I think they have is Gabriel Jesus, or Gabriel Jesus, or whatever you want to call him. Yeah, man, they don't. Their squad is kind, and they let go Aguero for free, because Aguero wanted to leave. So there is no excuse to use. And Tottenham, don't even get me started on Tottenham. Yes, they're keeping Kane, but again, they're not going to be threatening in terms of winning the Premier League. Don't even get me started on Arsenal. Arsenal is not even going to see top 6. But I could be proven wrong. I've been proven wrong before, and I'll be proven wrong again. But in terms of Arsenal, I don't think I'll be proven wrong on that. I think they'll be finishing out of the top 6. Because no one wants to join. No one wants to join Arsenal. Okay, let us get in the piece of news. Okay, Axel Twansibi has been loaned back to Aston Villa. Now, this is a funny one because I remember when Twansibi came on the scene in 2017 and he came out, he did a debut game against Arsenal in 2016-2017 in the latter half of the season when we had injuries. So this is why Twansibi had himself playing. Not had himself playing because it's not like a player can just, put himself on the bench. Let me see this notification. Interesting. I want to catch this live stream. I want to finish under an hour, so this is not going to be as lengthy as me. So, yeah, man. But still, enjoy yourself, eat a popcorn, drink a champagne, and we'll go at it again. Now, in terms of Twansibi has not lived up to the heights. He's not lived up to the hype of being a top tier quality centre back. He's had his moments, but I think my man has been, hanging. He's been dumping Eric Bailly too much, man. This dude is injured all the time, and he's a black man. He's injured all the time. Come on, man, do better than that, man. You spend more time in sick bay than more time on the pitch, and you don't even play football for sick bay. So what's that? Why are you playing more football and it's not the football? Well, you could be playing football on the device or the phone, but yeah, man, why are you spend more time in sick bay than in football, man? You're a footballer, man. You ain't no doctor. You don't even have a doctorate as yet, man. If any. Man. Hey, man. But in terms of Twansibi, he's not live up to it. And I think if Twansibi doesn't play well for Aston Villa, we have to be objective and cut him loose. Permanent, like cut this dude out of current, like move this dude from Carrington, because if Manchester United did the same, because they did the same to Fosu Mensah a couple of seasons ago, I think, or in 2020, yeah, in 2020. Dude, if you loan out a player to Fulham, and Fulham is no top tier club because they got relegated. If you're loaning a player to Fulham, and a Fulham player terminates his contract and sends you back the player, then that's a good sign that you should cut off that player because he's not good enough. No disrespect to Timothy Fosu Mensah. I know that he has a lot of friends at Man United, but dude, you are not good enough to stay at Manchester United, man. There are standards and principles that we have to abide by, adhere to, and enforce. So me saying that, you guys may wonder, okay, why are you coming down hard on the reason why I'm saying that is because if this dude doesn't do well for Aston Villa, which I think he will do, because Aston Villa has actually made a couple of good signings. They have signed my youth from Jamaica, Leon Bailey, from Bayer Leverkusen in Germany, and they have signed what I would call the English David Villa, which is Southampton's hitman, former hitman, current time. Yeah, they've signed Danny, what's his name again? Danny Ings, yeah, Danny Ings from Southampton. Yeah, I call him the English David Villa. But, so they do have but still, in terms of his individual performance as a player, if this dude doesn't play well for Aston Villa in the upcoming season, when he comes back to Manchester United, and God forbid if they cut off his contract, because if any club that is lower than Manchester United, preferably like a top 13 club, cuts off a player's contract and they're on the verge of relegation, he's not good for Manchester United. He's not good for Manchester United. He's not good. He's not good. So if Twansibi plays well for Aston Villa in the upcoming season, then probably that could be a reason for keeping him for the next season after the upcoming season. Is me. But yeah, man, he's on a loan because I think the reason why he's still at Manchester United is because he's still living off the hype train that has not let him go at his station. Is me. The hype train is that he's marked a prime to Alexis Sanchez for Arsenal. He's marked him. Like when my man came home to his honey was at the door and she was like, "Oh baby, I heard that you got your debut today. How was it? How was your game? How was your game today?" And I said, "Baby girl, I'm telling you, man, I wasn't expecting to start for Manchester United, but considering that they had a lot of injuries, I had to, I had to shift, do I put a shift in, play as a defender, and I actually marked their best player. If you see that my pocket is kind of full right now, I have my car keys, I have a piece of leftover sandwich. I didn't have any other place to put it, so I had to put it in my pocket. Yeah, my pocket is kind of stink, but I know that you're going to wash it out later anyway. So anyway, and I have this player. His name is Alexis. I just mentioned him. His name is Alexis Sanchez. I pocketed this dude all the 90 minutes. This dude was ineffective, inefficient, he was redundant and obsolete. This dude was nowhere to be seen when I was marking this dude. And she was like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you. You're going to be the next Duncan Edwards. You're going to be the black Edward Duncan. Duncan Edwards, I should say." Yeah, so ever since my man's performance, man, my man it's like they're giving him leeway because he's marked a player in one game. Dude, that's like almost 5 years ago, bro. That's almost 5 years ago. So I don't know why we're still living on. Dude, the football game is an evolving game. What you did in the past doesn't count. What you did in the past doesn't count. It depends on what you do now. So what you did now, yes, it's good for credibility to see what type of player you were. But then, but it's not like Tuan CB was doing the same thing in a numerous amount of games. Because again, man, he had more games for sick bay than for football. So anyway, I don't want to get down on the lad, but I think he's my age or something, so I shouldn't be talking about. I think some of you guys think I'm an old guy. I see why you would say that, but I think I'm probably no. I think 20 is kind of younger than me by 1 year or 2 years. Anyway, yeah, he's went on a loan to to Aston Villa. Now Eduardo Camavinga is back in the mix in terms of be linked to Manchester United, and I'm going to finish the video under an hour. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to finish this video podcast. Given that we have been in pursuit of Eduardo Camavinga, and PSG to a certain degree has been our our arch rival in terms of the transfer deal for this player. As I've mentioned before, Messi is looking to join PSG, so I don't think PSG is going to make it. It's highly unlikely that PSG is going to make it their priority choice, their priority to get Camavinga. So given that PSG might ease down on a transfer, I think it's a good time to actually get this midfielder. Is me. I think it's best to get this dude while we have Pogba before we sell Pogba. It's best to be proactive and get the dude while we have Pogba than to get him after we've sold Pogba. We don't want to be reactive like that, because I'm pretty sure in a season's time this dude is going to be a better player than he is currently. So it's better that we get him now. No Leon Goretzka, no Ruben Neves, unfortunately. I want this young youth, not because he's black, but because I believe this dude is like the exact player that can replace Pogba. Is me in terms of his technical. No, he can improve his game. I'm not saying that he's on the same par with Pogba, because that's delusional as it is. But still, we need to get this player, man. He's a good enough player, man. Is me. So Eduardo Camavinga, he's part of the Manchester United mantra. He's a young youth. We believe in youth. We believe in power. And we believe that we have the best squad right at this moment in time to win a trophy, preferably the Premier League, and we can do something in the Champions League, preferably the semi-finals. I would say we should win the Champions League, but I'm taking it one step at a time. I'm going to do it like Klopp, because Klopp won the Champions League in 2018, then after 2018, he won the Premier League. So he was building a dynasty slowly but surely. So when he signed, what was it? Alisson, Fabinho, and which was hefty transfers, by the way. And what's that injury prone black youth, man? And he used to play for RB, like not money. Plus money was at Southampton. Um, I'm missing his name, man. Keita. Those three main players. When those three players were signed, man, person were saying, okay, given that Klopp is making these hefty transfers, this dude has to win a top tier trophy. And he did. He won the Champions League. And I think they finished in a good place. Yeah, they finished with 97 points. No, wait. Yeah, they finished 97 points, just 1 point above Man City. So they were good that season. So, in wrapping up, in closing, I don't want to keep you guys waiting that long. And okay, a piece of news was just reported in the last 5 minutes. I'm actually on the website, not on Manchester United's website, but I'm on a website that is reasonably credible in terms of transfer news in for Manchester United. And it says here that Manchester United pull out of Kieran Trippier's pursuit. Yeah, I think given that Diego Dolo is at Man United now, I think this is a good time to believe in youth, man. Let us see what Diego Dolo has. Because we signed this dude in 2018, man. And it's almost 4 years. It's over 2 years actually. It's almost 4 years that we have had this dude, and he hasn't started consistently all season. So of course, you guys know I want you guys to leave your comments down below in the comment section. Show your appreciation by liking the video. And if you disagree with most of the talking points, if you see it fit to dislike this video podcast, is me. Because I want you guys to show appreciation either way. I don't want you guys to just exclusively like this video podcast, is me. Because not like that. I'm not those type of person that like, okay, I did a video podcast, so all you guys like the video podcast, even if it's trash. Like the video. No. If you guys genuinely don't like the video podcast, don't like the video. Like, dislike the video. Yeah. So that being said, I don't know if I'm going to be doing another video podcast this week. So I'm going to let that be made known, clear. But yeah, man, stay safe, man. We have to win the Premier League in the upcoming season. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't win the Premier League and definitely doesn't win a trophy, he needs to be cut loose. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you guys stay safe. Deuce.